In the next video, we're going to talk about chord scales, which are an important concept in a lot of jazz music. But before getting into that, I'm going to introduce the 4 flavors of 7th chords that are necessary for playing chord scales. We're going to start by looking at D and how to derive these shapes from your basic D fingering. So here's your classic D. Now, a chord is made up of the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes. A major chord is made up of the 1st, 3rd, and 5th notes of the scale that the chord is in. So for D, that would be a D, an F sharp, and a A. So, but they don't always come in that order. So in this case, we have a D, and then the A, which is the 5th note. We have an extra D, and then here we have the F sharp. So this is the 1st, the 5th, the 1st, and the 3rd notes of the D. Now to create a 7th chord, we need to add a flatted 7th note, which would be a C, not a C sharp, because that's the key that's in D, but a C to here. And so here's a C down here. So this is how we take that, what used to be the 1, and change it for a 7 flat. Now we have your classic D 7th chord here. So this is the 1, the 5, flatted 7, and the 3rd note of a D. So there's one of them. This is your D 7th. Now, for movable chords, this can be played. There's a D 7th, but this note is a G. We can take that same pattern up here, and there's a G7. So we can move that pattern around wherever we want. Here's an E7, etc. So we can take that pattern and move it, but that's our D7 pattern. So the next one we want is what's called a major 7th, which is a little bit confusing terminology, and that's explained in the book. I won't go into it now. But a major 7th, instead of having a flatted 7th, has a full 7th in it. So that would be up here, which of course is easier to play by a bar. So there's that nice rich sound of what's called a major 7th chord. So here's the minor 7th, here's the 7th chord, and here's the major 7th chord. And as before, this can be easily moved. Here's a G major 7, and here's an E major 7, like that. So we just move it around and can be played anywhere. So that's your major 7. The next one to look at is what's called a minor 7, and this refers to a minor chord with a regular 7th added to it. So again, we can take our D7, and a minor chord has a flatted 3. So this is the 3. Remember, 1, 5, flat 7, and 3. We need to just make that flat. It's easy. We have to change our fingers. So we can do that, and now we have a minor 7th chord. So this is another one. And again, with the other ones, if we finger it like this, we can say there's our D minor 7th, and we can slide it up here and make it into a G minor 7th that we want, or an F sharp minor 7th. So that's our minor 7th. So now we have 3 chords. We have our regular 7th chord here, we have our major 7th chord, and we have our minor 7th chord. We're missing one. Now this one sounds like an exotic chord, but it's not. It's actually key for chord scales. It's called a minor 7th with a flatted 5th. Well, it's pretty easy to see how we're going to make that. So here's our minor 7th, and this was the 5. So we just need to flat it, which is down here. And so there's the minor 7 with the flatted 5th. And that's the 4th one. And like the others, it's easy to slide, sometimes with these fingers. Or like with these fingers. So those are the 4 chords that are needed, the 4 7th chords that are needed for playing chord scales.